Hey, good morning, guys, and welcome to this restart class for Jan 26. I don't know where to start. I'm sure whenever you get the notification from ICI, things are a little heated up because suddenly you get the nitro boost in yourself. But actually, we're going to use that today. The idea is very simple. The first 10-15 minutes, I'm going to talk to you guys about how do we start again, how do we pick up again, tailoring to all the subjects specifically to tax. And then the last 5 minutes, we'll keep an open Q&A. If you have any questions, doubts, anything that you want to ask me, from how do you keep your mental balance, how many hours do you study, what is the ideal mix of subjects, anything specific in DT and GST we can also solve. Technical questions we'll avoid today because I'll keep that as a doubt solving session ahead. But whatever way I can help you, we will definitely do this. Yes, so good morning and welcome everyone to this session. This is going to help you to plan. Ideally, guys, this should be done individually. But since I've been there, I've done that, I feel that a little bit help from a faculty helps you plan a little better and gives you a little direction. So people just want to ask you and just tell me in the chat box, how many hours are you studying these days? Like from the last 1 week, 10 days, on roughly average. It could be 2 hours, 3 hours, 5 hours. What are the number of hours that you're studying? Let me know in the chat box. So I know, have you already restarted? Yes, anyone, everyone? 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour club, 5 hour club. How many hours are you putting in? 3 hours. Okay. Anyone else? How many hours are we putting in? 7 hours. Great. That's great. DJ Kin, 10 hours. That's really nice, commendable. Anyone else? 2 to 3 hours, yes. So when I speak about these hours, people get a little confused that, oh, someone's studying for 10 hours, I'm studying only for 7. Am I good enough? That's the myth I want to bust today. So let's start the study plan. So whenever we want to start the study plan, the way I would look at it, we definitely want to make a small timetable. Now, considering that today is 24th of September, we have 1 week of September when we go into October, November, and December. So typically we have about 3.5 months of self-study time, which is a good amount of time to study. If your classes are going on, then even better because those 5 hours or 6 hours you're actually studying. Class effectively 3-4 hours of good studies happen. So that's a great thing. Anyways, later on you can add up to your studies. So this can be for anyone who's even going to a class. Guys, let's not time the number of hours. Let's make a proper plan. All right. So how do you ideal study mix, guys? Let's start with the first point here, which I've mentioned. Study 3 subjects a day. Yes, I know this might sound very difficult to you that, sir, how can we study 3 subjects a day? For people who are going to class, the class subject is anyways the first subject which is happening. For those whose classes are over and you have the whole day before you, break your day into 3 clear different parts. And why 3 subjects? I'll tell you how the 3 subjects. 2 subjects will dominate your day. Example, if you wake up in the morning at 5 o'clock, so from 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock, that is one subject that dominates your day. That is the best hour to study. And ideally, you would pick up a theory subject like law, audit, SM, something on those lines, or the costing. So, costing theory. So, one of the theory subjects happens for about 3 to 4 hours in the morning. That's subject number one. We'll talk about the ideal mix of subjects as well. Then, guys, don't overstretch yourself. Take a break, get ready, and again have a nice study session which starts from let's say 8 to 9:30. You take a break, you get ready, you eat some breakfast, and then 9:30 you start again, and 9:30 to 12:30 is the second session. And now you switch your subject, you take the second subject. Which one we'll talk about? So, subject number one in the morning, subject number two in the afternoon. Then you have your lunch. Of course, that's a very sleepy hour. So the third subject that you pick up is definitely going to be something which is practical. So either take FM, either take accounts, either take direct tax problems. So that is how I would balance it. The way I did my studies, morning was theory. Even the second session, 12:30 was theory. The afternoon session that started about 1:30, which went on till 4:35, was something like accounts. And I would make sure that I do one accounting standard a day. So that's the plan, guys. So 3 chapters or 3 subjects in a day has to be done. Now, starting today, which subjects or do I pick up? Pick up the one which you find the most difficult. The one that you're trying to avoid is the one that you got to start off with. Example, are you trying to avoid audit? Look at that first. Are you trying to avoid some particular subject? Look at that first. So ideally, if I were you today, I would start my morning with law, 3 hours of law, then again 3 hours of, let's say, DT. Law and DT are a great combination together. And after lunch, I would do accounts. Now, while you do this, sir, which chapter do I start with? What do I start with? And that's the point I'm making, guys. The second one, guys, you need to make a detailed plan for 1 week and a master plan for 1 month. What am I talking about? Example, let's say you're starting today. From the 24th of September to 30th of September, you should exactly know which chapters you're doing. So tomorrow morning, I'm starting with the Contract Act or whichever act of law, you should know that. For how many days it goes, you should know that. Write it down on a piece of paper, put that paper across your table or put it in front of you every day. Next, if I'm looking at direct tax, which chapter? So it has to be a detailed plan, and basically you don't count the number of hours at all. You count the number of chapters that you had planned to do and have you been able to do that. Make an ambitious plan. Don't make a very lousy plan. Make something which is slightly difficult to achieve that will push you harder. So 1 month plan, let's say in the next 1 month, I want to finish 4 subjects. That basically means that I have about 8 days for one subject. That could be my ambitious plan. And then break it down how you do in detail. So you should have an exact plan for 1 week. You don't have to wake up in the morning and think, what should I do today? That's a wrong plan. So make sure you make a nice detailed plan after this video today. If you want any help, you want to share that plan, put it up on Telegram. I'll have a look at it and we can talk about that. Next, a very small pro tip: be ahead of others. Right now, as we talk, today is a Thursday, Wednesday, and people are thinking, I'll start from Monday. No, don't do that. Start from today. In fact, between 24th September and 30th September, you can take a small subject and finish it over. If SM is something that happened in your classes long back, take that subject and finish it off. So then when you enter into the month of October, you're always ahead because one subject is already down. So that's a small pro tip. Next, guys, that fifth point on the screen is something worth noting. While you read, it's great to be reading today. But while you read, if you don't make markings, then the revisions will get difficult. So I'm coming to the point of marking. So whenever you're reading something, example, if you're reading tax and you're reading the chapter called income from house property, whichever concepts you find that are difficult, you can highlight it, you can mark it. And specifically to do the sums, guys, when you do the sums that you get very easily, the easy sums, don't do them again and again and again. Do them today, mark a letter E or something there, and so that you can revise only the more difficult ones next time. And that is when multiple revisions can happen. Yes, so you have to make sure that you are selectively marking the things that you want to look at again later on, and that will help you save a lot of time. Next, don't track your hours, but there are some people who feel, no, if I can track it, why not? So there's an app called Boosted. Use that app, download that app, start whenever you start a particular example. Tomorrow morning you're starting law, download that app. I've written the name Boosted. It's a tracker app, and you can just start the app and you can tell the app what you're studying. Example, tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. when I wake up, I will put law and whichever contract act I'm doing or whichever law topic I'm doing. Now, what it does is it keeps counting whatever you're studying. Whenever you take a break, you put a stop button. And at the end, they will tell you how many hours you put in law, how many hours you put in DT, and totally how many hours you've done. That is a real confidence booster. Closer towards the exam, you know you put in so many hours, so you definitely remember. Next, guys, we live in a world where the reels are of 1 minute. This Zoom meeting is of 30 minutes. We live in a world where our attention span is shorter. So how do we increase it? A very, very simple task to improve is switch off your data, keep your phone away, at least for 1 hour. Try not to touch your phone for 1 hour, just have your books. This is called data policy or without data policy. Basically, I use that in my work as well. Whenever I'm doing some work that requires attention, I put all the data off and keep it away. No notifications mean no distractions. Try that for 1 hour. Try that tomorrow morning from 5 o'clock in the morning to 6 o'clock in the morning. Anyways, no one's messaging you. So keep the data off. Next, try and put it the next day. You do 1 hour and 10 minutes without looking. An ideal mix is you should be able to study without any distractions for at least 1.5 hours before you take the 10 or 15-minute break. Next, guys, if you're just going to be studying the whole day and you don't break up your day into a particular routine, then it'll get very difficult. My routine was very simple. I wake up in the morning at 5 o'clock, and between 5 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock in the evening, whatever I can do, I try my best. But then I switch off. I used to, especially in the month of September and October, you can do that. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, close your books, go for a nice walk in the garden, listen to some nice music. If you have some building friends, some neighbors, etc., or if you're studying in a library, talk to them, go out. That'll really help. If you like running, go for the run. If you like playing badminton, do that. Don't sit at home and watch a series, go out in the nature, it really helps. Something I used to do in the last month is I used to visit a temple and come back. That also gave me a break and also gave me a confidence that someone else is backing me up. So you could also do that. Next, It's very, very underrated, but sleep is absolutely important. An ideal mix of sleep is not 9 hours, it will make you lethargic. It's not 8 hours, it's too much. It's not 5 hours, it is too less. It is basically anywhere between 6 to 7 hours. Try and put yourself to sleep at a particular time and keep maintaining the time. Don't deviate. Don't pick up that phone at 11 o'clock and suddenly it'll become 2 o'clock. We'll do that. In fact, we'll do 24 hours of real scrolling after the exams. But right now, don't punish yourself. If you want to watch social media, watch it at night before sleeping, but limit it to 15-20 minutes before you sleep. Make a particular time of sleeping. I would switch off everything at about 10:30. I would change. I would tell my parents good night and I would sleep at 10:45, 11 o'clock I'm sleeping so that I could wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. That was really, really good. I continued that throughout my study period. Next. Guys, it's very, very important to build a routine. Sleep at a particular time, wake up at a particular time, start studying at a particular time, take your breaks at a particular time. Ideal break in the morning is one, then is a lunch break, breakfast break, and then one in the evening. There are three breaks you can take in the day. Of course, you can add them. I'm talking about big breaks. Small breaks, of course, you can continue. Guys, if you're studying for about 8 to 10 hours in a day, that's more than enough. Focus on quality over quantity. There are students who are studying for 15 hours in a day, but the way they're studying is a phone is also on, some videos also on, their Instagram is also on. No, 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 guys. So 8 to 10 hours without social media and reward yourself. If you finish whatever you are supposed to finish, then reward yourself by giving yourself a bigger break. And that really works. It's a carrot and stick approach, always helps. Next, it's very, very underrated. Again, make a playlist of motivational songs. Yes, put some songs which motivate you, some videos that motivate you, some Sandeep Maheshwari video that motivates you, some Gary, some foreigner, anyone it could be. I particularly had a playlist which I would listen to. There were some really, really motivational songs there, and I had some movies that I would watch. There was one movie called Pursuit of Happiness. There was one more movie on a cricket legend. So I had made these movies whenever I would feel really off. I would try and do that. Next. Keep exam date. Yes, very important. As your exams are starting in the month of January, but plan that your exam is actually starting 15 days. So think that your exam is actually starting on the 20th of December and plan likewise. So you'll push yourself a little bit more and the 15-day bandwidth that you get in the end can be used really, really well. So guys, tomorrow morning when you put a timetable on the screen, put a nice date that 20th December is when my exam starts. I know, guys, Diwali is going to be compromised, Christmas and New Year are also going to be compromised. But remember, if you do this really well, the next Christmas will be in an articleship form and you'll be celebrating it with stipend and articles. Next. Social media, guys, a lot of people say stay away from social media. Guys, it does not work like that. It's like an addiction where the more you be hard on yourself, the more it will not work. So instead of completely eliminating it, try and reduce the number of hours. There is a time well-being app on the phone. Track that your social media watch should not be more than 1 hour. Of course, YouTube separate. If you're watching videos on YouTube, there is no problem with that. Now, guys, let's come to the ideal study mix. The ideal study mix should be basically two theory sessions in a day, two really big theory sessions in a day, and one practical session in a day. Now you choose. Guys, ideally, people choose a subject that they enjoy the most to start with, which is great. Keep that one. Example, if you enjoy accounts, start accounts. But take something up which you don't enjoy and mix the two. So two subjects which dominate your day and one subject that goes on very, very, very slow. Example, let me give you an example. Let's say I'm starting with DT today and that will dominate my day. So DT should happen in the next 10 days. That's my plan. So it should dominate my day. Along with DT, let's say I'm taking law. Law should also dominate my day. So example, 10 days law or 12 days law should get over. And then one accounting standard in the evening. So three subjects go on parallelly. One takes longer and two happen in 10, 10, 12, 12 days. All right, so this is what I'm thinking about. There's one point which is very personal, but maybe you could use it as well. As you need to study in an environment which is made for study. Sometimes locked up in your room, it's not the most ideal because you tend to go into your thoughts, you overthink it, you see some video about someone not clearing the exams, and you get disappointed. Surround yourself in an environment which is study conducive. What do I mean by that? If you have a library around, join it. I know the first day it will be difficult, so many people studying around, but it really, really helps. When you see someone around focused and studying really well, it inspires you to do the same. Go to Yash's Academy or go to the academy that you join and try and study there. I'm sure you'll find a space. If you're someone who cannot study in a library and you're self-motivated, can study at home, then make a small WhatsApp group of 3, 4 close friends who are actually studying for the same exam. If you have doubts, post it on the group so that later on you all can address those doubts collectively. And if not, you all can reach out to a faculty collectively and address your doubts. Now, guys, this overall is your plan. Start not tomorrow, start today. Let not any day go waste because there will be bad days. Yes, I'm talking about those days where you don't feel like opening a book. But if you start today, then you're already one day ahead of everyone, and you've decided that tomorrow or after 10 days, if there is a bad day, don't punish yourself. It's okay. Observe yourself. If you're not feeling like studying that day, sit with someone who's studying so it'll help you. Or I'm sorry. Just shut yourself, watch a movie, and refresh yourself, come back again. But the more you punish yourself, the more this will become difficult. A lot of people talk about hard work. I'm going to talk about smart work and happy work. Guys, if you're going to take this as a punishment, you will not enjoy it. Take it as a thing that I have this exam to give. I want to clear it. I've cleared my 10th standard, 12th standard so well. I'm going to do this also really, really well. And don't chicken out. If you've decided that you want to give two groups together, 3.5 months is a great time to give both groups together. There will be temptations at the end that I will only want to give one group, but don't do that. As a setting off is great and it really helps in the long run. So try and give both the groups together. And if you made up your mind that no, sir, I'm not capable of doing both the groups together, I want to give one group, then make that decision as soon as possible. Give yourself a deadline. September 30th is when I decide. And then, no matter what, even if I tell you that give both groups together, be confident that you give one group and then the next one. If you're looking at tax size from Jan to May, there's a lot of change in tax. So ideally, guys, the first group, you should be giving at least that group first. If you're giving one group, at least give that group because a lot of changes have happened in tax over this period of time. That's my talk on overall plan. Now I'm talking about specifically tax, direct tax and GST. Let's talk. Between the two, I feel you should start with direct tax. Not as because my favorite, but because it's a bigger portion and the faster you start, the faster it will get over. Ideally, every day you should be doing one chapter. But the day you pick up a small chapter like clubbing of income and introduction, you should be doing two chapters. So make sure you're doing two chapters in a day or one chapter in a day. If it's big, one. If it's small, two. Guys, that should be your idea. Then first, when do you start? You use a revision video and the handwritten notes to revise together. If you don't have your handwritten notes, then I will share a QUIKBook link here. So you can use the QUIKBook to actually revise very, very fast. And guys, once you're done with this, the biggest mistake you can do is just watch revision videos. Guys, remember, by watching someone else swim, by watching someone else skydive, you are not learning to skydive or swim. You got to do it yourself. So pick up that calculator and try and do the number game yourself for every sum. Every sum has to be calculated, not read. And 3 sums per chapter have to be solved. Paper, pen, particulars, amount, column, everything has to be done for at least 3 sums per chapter. Example, I'm picking up income from house property. First, I read all the notes. What are the 3 deductions? What is SOP? What is LOP? All of that. Once I finish that, I will watch the revision video, or you can do it other way around as well. Once I'm done with that concept, I will pick up all the questions from our Yesh's book, from ICI material, the illustrations, the sums, and I should be able to solve at least 3 questions at the end of that. If you're looking where to pick up the sums, I have a scanner. I'll show you that. And the scanner divides all the RTP, ICI questions, etc. into 3 categories. So that and the QUIKBook link I will help you with. You can let me know if you need that help and I will definitely do that. At the end, guys, read the top 50 sections of DT. Yes, writing sections is important, and make sure you know the common adjustments which come in the exam. You can use a drive link again for that to help you understand that better. Now, let's look at GST. Ideally, once you finish DT, immediately you should pick up GST. So tax as a subject comes to an end. Don't leave it halfway. Now, guys, GST is smaller and hence it has only a 7-day study plan where you do 2 chapters in a day. Of course, chapters like ITC are big, but ITC and payment together make it smaller. Chapters like supply are really small, value of supply is really small, so you can easily manage 2 chapters in a day. Same routine, video, handwritten notes, every sum has to be calculated. 3 sums have to be written. Even the most boring chapters like return of income, return under GST, you have to write 3 sums without any compromise. Here there are top 30 section and common adjustments. Again, you can use the drive link to access those. If you need anything, we will be starting our doubt solving sessions. I will announce them just like I announced this one. I will announce your doubt solving sessions. So on a piece of paper, one for DT, one for GST, note down your doubts. Don't overthink about them. That will not help. Let me help you with that. So write down your doubts and come in the doubt solving session and ask me those doubts and we'll address it so that you feel confident that your doubts have been clear. That's it, guys. So make a nice plan and go slow. Remember, don't be that guy who goes to the gym on the first day with full enthusiasm, spends 3 days on the gym, next day goes for 2 hours, next day goes for 1 hour, and then stops going. Instead, be the guy who goes to the gym every day for 1 hour, works out, does his work, and come back. So make sure you're consistent. Don't push yourself too hard too early. Keep increasing the number of hours and the number of efforts as and when you move ahead. Yes, surround yourself with positive people. Make sure you tell your family that this period is something that they should not involve you in unnecessary drama at home. And if that is the case, join a library. The more you spend time outside of home, the better they will feel. And home could be that place where you come and just. So that has been my talk. I'm going to keep the floor open now for any questions. If you have a specific question, you can also unmute and let me know about it. Guys, I'm with you. Let's do this well. We have good amount of time. The more we start early, the better we'll be prepared for this exam. Thank you and all the best. Ending my talk here, waiting if you have any questions. We'll wait for the next 2-3 minutes. If you have any questions, we'll address them. DT and GST handwriting notes send on the group. I'll send the drive link instead. You can use the drive link to access the handwritten notes. ICI material is so vast. So can you please tell us or mark the question ICI material that we can practice? So what I'll do is I'll share a scanner, especially specifically for tags I'm talking about, and that scanner talks about the ICI material questions also. The easy ones, the medium ones, the difficult ones. I've divided into 3 categories. You can choose if you're starting a chapter, you can do all sums. More you're revising, look at the difficult and the medium sums. I'll share it on the Telegram groups as well. I'll also link it on my Instagram handle and Telegram. Can I please share the soft copy of the QUIKBook? Yes. What I will do is I will share only one link, which is my drive link, and I update the QUIKBook there, the handwritten notes there as well, and the scanner there as well. And guys, people who are giving the exam for the second time, avoid those mistakes. I'm sitting right next to a guy who avoided some mistakes in the second attempt, and his attempt was much better than the first. So if you've already given an attempt, make sure you understand what the problem was, analyze, sit back, and work on those problems. Is there a vast change in syllabus for the Jan exam compared to the September 2025? No, that's an absolute myth. From September to Jan, there is hardly any change. Because I'll tell you why. The same Finance Act 2024 applies to both this exam, the September exam which just went, and the Jan 2026 as well. The Google Drive link, if you are on the Telegram groups, I'll share the Google Drive link. Otherwise, watch my story on Instagram in the next few hours, and you will see a Google Drive link for DT as well as for GST. Ideal time to finish the revision according to you guys, the months of September, October, and November are only and only for studying. December is the month you revise. Guys, here I want to talk about a very interesting cumulative revision that I used to do. What is that? I'll tell you. Let's say tomorrow I start with law and I do 3 hours of law tomorrow. I do one act of law tomorrow. The next day when I start law again, or after my break when I start law again, I would revise those what I did in the 3 hours in about 10 minutes and then move ahead. This is what I call as cumulative revision. It's a name I have given, but it really works well. Example, in GST, if you finished value of supply and you're going to the next chapter, which is called charge, revise value of supply, then go to charge. Then if you go to the next chapter, which is time of supply, revise value and charge in a very brief manner, and then you go ahead. So this helps you recollect better. How can I manage exam pressure? Can you send only DT or both? I'll send both. All right. How can I manage exam pressure before entering the exam hall? I feel confident, but once I see the question paper, I forget everything. So Yashwant, I have a very simple idea about it. I keep reminding myself that to clear this exam, I don't require 100 marks. I just require 50. So every time I feel underconfident, I feel there'll be something difficult in the exam. I keep reminding myself that even if there is something difficult in the exam, there will be parts in the exam which I'll be able to solve and I will get to the halfway mark. Imagine this is like running a race where you run half the race and they give you the medal. So keep reminding yourself that all is well, and you need only 50 marks. If pending class is there to plan, pending class is there, then Yasha's Academy will plug it in and that will be planned. If there's anything else, you can reach out to me. Perfect. Almost the time that we end this session. Guys, it was very productive. We'll keep meeting again like this. I will keep sending you messages on Telegram and I'll tell you also about the dot solving sessions that we can have in the days to come. Guys, I'm really hopeful, but let's meet and hope and hard work meeting together, guys, will give us a really good result. Thank you and ending this session here. I'm going to see you guys soon, very soon, and we'll definitely party once the results come out positive. I'm sure they will. Yes, we can. Thank you so much. Ending the video here, stopping the recording. Thank you. Thank you, guys. All the best.